Hello, everybody. Welcome to Curtis's Podcast Network. I'm the host of the channel, Curtis Brown. And today we're going to be talking nothing but Jags football here on Duval Thursday, number 17, live on YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard, and Twitter. So hit us in the comment field. Love to hear from you. And we're trying to grow. So hit the follow button, subscribe, whatever you're looking at. And help us get to 1,000 wherever you're at. Yeah, let's get it. So first of all, Isaiah, our resident Jags fan, what's up, baby?
The Jags' future, baby.
I like it.
Yeah, we're going to Disney World.
It's not that far of a trip for you guys compared to some other teams.
Just a couple hours.
Just a couple hours. This is a Jags team that, even though it won the division last year, I feel like they're almost slept on.
Oh, 100%.
Are you getting that vibe?
I would say the team as a whole. Yes, I would say like people are really starting to come around on Trevor Lawrence, but the team as a whole, I think, is still pretty undervalued. That's just mainly because of our defense and stuff like that. But I mean, I think that I think we're getting there, man. I really do think that we're coming along, and we'll get our respect this year.
I think so too. I think this is the year that everybody's like, all right, Trevor Lawrence is a problem. We're going to have to do something about this.
Yep. I mean, 9-8 in the worst division in football. I mean, doesn't really send chills down anybody's spine. But this year, when we go 14-3, we'll.
14-3.
Yeah.
I love the confidence.
Competence, yes. Competence, no.
Former Jag, now returning to be a Jag, Dwayne Smoot returns on a 1-year deal. Let's talk about that. Does that make some of the draft selections or maybe anybody else in the defensive end rooms a little expendable? Does he immediately come in and start again?
I wouldn't say expendable. One of the things about him is that he's not really going to be ready till close to the start of the season, as he tore his Achilles late in the season last year. And then also, not to mention, I don't think he negates any of our signings. He's a solid rotation player. But I mean, Tyler Lacey is, basically the same size as Roy Robertson Harris. He's a big dude. He's going to come in and be, pretty impactful from day one, I believe. I'm trying to think, who else do we draft on the? We didn't really draft anybody else on the D line besides like Yasir Abdullah, but he's an outside linebacker, more of an edge type. But no, I mean, we really didn't do much in the offseason. I mean, he's not really a former Jag. He's been with Jacksonville since he was drafted. He just hadn't signed his contract yet.
Right. I didn't really know how to phrase that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but yeah, I just for anybody out there that's gonna like try and rip us in the comments, he knows what he's talking about. I spread. But no, so I mean, no, I don't think it really changes anything with the draft because I mean he's still, getting up there. He's been with us for 2017 was his first season, so 6 seasons now. This will be his 7th year. Or blank. Nope, this will be his 6th year. But yeah, I mean, he's been solid for us. He's a good rotational player. He's, he's not an every down type guy, but he's definitely going to help us out. And I think that if he can come back healthy and Folarinso Fatakasi can actually stay healthy this year, I think we could have a pretty solid attack up front.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys in this defensive line that are, I want to say like middle of the pack in terms of production. And, I think the Jags are hoping that the collection will eventually start to pick up some steam and allow some bigger availability out of Josh Allen to get back there and whoever else.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker's he's a 14 sack season this year, at least.
I respect it. How many did he get last?
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh.
3.5, I think.
I mean, that's
big sophomore jump.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge jump.
Yeah, it's fine. He looks freaking lean. He looks real nice. My man's looking swole.
Hell yeah.
That new Jags facility.
Churning out the roids. All right.
Oh, yeah. I wish.
Camp standouts early on. Who's impressing? Who is not impressing? Is there anybody who wasn't in your mind for rotational play that maybe is now?
I mean, people impressing Calvin Ridley. It's really interesting to see like how much faster he is in and out of his breaks and in routes and stuff. I mean, Zay Jones ran like a 4.31 at the combine. He's really fast, and I mean, Calvin Ridley looks 5 times faster than him in and out of breaks and on routes and stuff like that. So I mean, just seeing him do that. Parker Washington looks really good. He's had a couple nice catches in camp so far. ETN's looking really good. Some of the guys that kind of surprised me that might actually make the team that I was thinking were going to get cut, Tim Jones and Kevin Austin Jr. Kevin Austin Jr. was a rookie last year, didn't play because he was hurt, but he's a really raw prospect. He's like 6'3", but ran like a 4.3 something in the combine. He was super raw. And they were doing some receiver drills, and like some people were kind of struggling with it, like some footwork drills, and they were just, I mean, absolutely buttery smooth with it. They're looking healthy, so that's exciting. Tim Jones did a little bit last year, but not a lot. He was kind of one of those preseason warriors, and then got some reps in the late in the season. Jordan Smith, he's finally healthy. He looks freaking huge. Looks like he's really been working hard in the offseason. Not really hearing anything bad about anybody so far in camp. We're only 2 days in, of course, so it's kind of hard to really be bad in the first 2 days. I know I saw Ventrell Miller on a drill or two. He looks a little stiff, but I mean, he's not really known to be your fly around ball hawking linebacker. He's more of an inline go to the ball type guy, but really nothing negative so far that I've heard of.
Okay. I mean, there's definitely some negative around the league. Joe Burrow gets carted off with a supposed calf injury.
Yep.
It is good news when there's not bad news, and it's another day in camp, and the AFC South is at least immune to major injuries on major players.
They put out a statement about Ramsey. He's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks with a meniscus injury.
Jalen Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he went down yesterday, and they put it out today that he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, he'll be back probably, like week 4?
Yeah, something close to there if he comes back on a good schedule. Apparently him and Tyreek were doing a one-on-one drill, and it went wrong, so it means he got absolutely molested by Tyreek Hill, and then,
As one does. You just get straight cooked by Tyreek.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you think that might be making people expendable?
Not really right now. I think it's still just hard to tell with everybody out there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that get signed to courses, bodies for training camp. I don't know that some of the late round rookies might not make it, depending on how, Christian Braswell and Eric Hallett do. I mean, Gregory Jr. or, Buster Brown might be out the door. Daniel Thomas might be, I mean, he's really good on special teams. So there's a good chance we keep him, but if somebody else impresses and he's coming up on a contract year, there could be a chance he's out the door, but I think we'll keep him around. But I mean, depending on how Antonio Johnson comes out firing at that strong safety position, I mean, there's a solid chance that, some of those safeties back there are going to be looking at potentially leaving early or, being in the first round of cuts or something like that, maybe the last round.
Yeah. So let's kind of ask this question. 2 early cut predictions. What do you have in that regard?
Yeah, I think that Michael Hasty is going to get the axe. I think we're going to carry 4 running backs. I think it'll be Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, Ernest Johnson, and then Snoop Connor because he's cheaper than everybody else. We got something Allison. He's gone. I mean, he's not good in the first place. In the wide receiver room, I mean, it's really hard to say. There's a lot of unknown with them. Kendrick Pryor is probably out the door. Kevin Austin will probably make his way onto the practice squad, or Tim Jones. Those two are kind of interchangeable. But the addition of Calvin Ridley and losing Marvin Jones, I mean, we kind of just upgraded there. So we'll see. O-line, there's a couple guys that are probably out the door. Cornerback room, cut predictions. I mean, I hope that Buster Brown stays around because I like him, but I think maybe Greg Jr. potentially. But I've heard rumblings that they like him. Maybe Braswell, safety room, Daniel Thomas potentially. there's a couple guys that are back there that are probably on their way out. Yeah, I don't know though. Maybe Deshaun Dixon out of Norfolk State. He's a good chance he's a practice squad guy. But he was a rookie last year. He's just as big as Trayvon Walker. He's just not as athletic. But with Jordan Smith coming back, there's a chance that Jordan Smith edges him out, or Jordan Smith might get cut. I don't know yet, but there's a lot up in the air right now. I'm sure that Josh Peterson's going to get cut. He's just a training camp body, I think. The tight end, Doug Peterson's son. Garrett Prince probably going to get cut. I think we're going to roll with 3 tight ends. We may roll with 4. If we roll with a 4th tight end, Garrett Prince will probably stay on the roster. But I think Ingram, Strange, and Farrell have that locked up. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts right now. We got to kind of see who goes where. I think that it's Nathan Rourke, the quarterback. He was from the CFL. He may edge out Beathard. He's a little bit more athletic. He can kind of run an offense more similar to Trevor in terms of like moving his feet and being able to run the RPOs and stuff like that, and them actually having to worry about him. So we'll see. They might carry 3. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, with that new rule change, it makes it a little easier to carry 3.
Yeah.
So, okay. Do you think there's anybody who's solidifying their place as a rotational player? I know you'd mentioned Dearness Johnson in that running back room, but it's a crowded room. Is he actually going to be fighting for playing time, or?
He's going to kind of have a, I don't even know really. I mean, he's going to get time, but he's going to have to fight hard for it. I mean, he's solid. He could start on other teams, I think, or at least he could be a good rotation. But I mean, with ETN and Tank Bigsby, it kind of depends on how they use both of them. But he's definitely going to be the 3rd in line, I think. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff about Travis Etienne and Tank, and then 3rd in line's been Dearness when it comes to carries. But I think he'll be fighting hard for playing time all throughout the season unless one of them goes down.
Okay. Does Calvin Ridley slide into the slot, or is he the true number 1 and Christian Kirk is now the slot?
No, Christian Kirk's a slot 100%. It's going to be him, Calvin Ridley 1, Christian Kirk 2. When there's 3 wide receivers, Kirk will slide into the slot, and it'll be Zay Jones on the outside. And then also, they're going to – I think that as much as I like Agnew, I think the gadget player on offense is going to kind of switch over to Parker Washington, the rookie. I don't really know that they're going to use Agnew on offense as much as they would previously. Washington's a little slower, but he's a lot stronger, more physical. He's better at making people miss. So, it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have anything else before we get into Would You Rather?
I think Yasir Abdullah is going to have a really good season. And I think Tyler Lacey is also going to push for a good season. And I won't be surprised if potentially Cooper Hodges is fighting for the starting spot at left guard, so at some point in the season.
Do you think he so you think the roster is like left guard 2, and then during the season at some point fights his way to being a starter?
He could. It just kind of depends on when Ben Barch comes back. And, if Shatley is going to be still at number 2, if they're going to save him for center. I mean, it really just depends. But Hodges is just he's a big nasty in the run game. He came from Appalachian State. That's what they do out there. So, I mean, we'll see. But I think he's better than what people give him, credit for. But, we still got to see it, though.
Yeah. Big old country boy coming in to take it. Ben Barch
right down the road.
Spot. Yeah, right down the road.
The Smoothie King, too. I love the Smoothie King.
Okay. Well, let's get into some Would You Rather. Would you rather Lacey or Abdullah have the bigger year 1?
I'm going to say Abdullah.
Okay.
Let me guess you ask why.
Of course.
Because he's a two-way player, and he's really like a true edge versus Lacey's more of just like he could play end, but more of like an end DT hybrid. So I mean, you're more than likely going to get better sack production out of an edge than a DT hybrid. But I think he's also had some picks that were like solid coverage picks, not just like right place, right time picks. So, I think he could translate to the NFL and potentially make Josh Allen expendable when the offseason comes up if he doesn't perform this year.
Okay. Would you rather let's see here. Would you rather beat the Titans both times by 20 and lose the division, or win the division and split with the Titans?
I'd rather win the division and split with the Titans. Just record implications. You never really know where you're going to be. Even if you're losing to one of your division opponents twice, you're more than likely not going to the playoffs. But I'd rather just make sure the division is secured and the playoffs are in our reach.
Okay, that's a fair one. Yeah, like kind of softball question. Would you rather boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Oh, the hybrid, of course.
I am a hybrid type guy. I wear like the like not dry fit, but like the like athletic fit like material. Puma is my choice. It's very comfortable.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Puma, for those in the audience, creating a
Puma pants
Christmas list.
Yeah.
Would you rather die by a great white shark or by a giant spider? And when I say giant spider, I mean like it's as big as your house.
Gray white.
Explain.
I don't know. It just sounds cooler.
It sounds cooler than being killed by a giant spider.
Yeah, so giant spider. It's like, it just ate his ass. One bite, he was gone. But like gray white shark, it's like Isaiah fought valiantly for his life and beat the shit out of that shark, but it got him.
Spiders don't eat things in one bite. They don't eat anything whole.
If it's the size of a fucking house, it could do that.
It could, but it doesn't. Spiders don't.
How do you know? You've never seen a spider the size of your house.
Spiders don't eat things whole.
Well, that doesn't matter in this situation. You asked me which way I'd rather die, and I said the freaking great white shark.
Yeah, but in that assumption, you said that the spiders
I did
whole in one bite.
I said it could.
In reality, that thing probably just slurp you up in a couple sips. Because that's what they do. They basically like pop a hole in you like you're a Capri Sun and just
it's shark time.
Sharknado. All right.
Yeah.
All right, you got to drive really fast across the country. Would you rather have Jason Statham in the car with you or Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel.
So you can lecture you about family the whole time?
Family. Yeah.
It's for family. What a weird ass guy.
I am Groot. It's the whole time.
I am Groot.
We are Groot.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather Would you rather the offense or the defense be a top 10 unit?
Defense.
Is that personal preference or just because of the players you have?
Personal preference.
Okay. I mean, I respect that. Defense wins championships.
Yeah. So when you say top 10, like, what do you mean top 10? Like everything top 10 or?
Yeah, everything top 10.
Yeah, I'm going defense because I can deal without yards as long as we have touchdowns that the other team's not scoring.
Yeah. Okay, that's valid. Who would you rather go spelunking with?
Ooh.
Jeff or Blake? This is the tough questions.
I think I'd rather go spelunking with Jeff.
Interesting. Explain.
I mean, I could just be like, if you don't carry me out of here, Ryan Tannehill's a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he'd fucking make mountains move to make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I guess Jeff. I don't know. It's a weird one. Tough one.
Is a weird one.
I've hung out with Jeff like one time eating some food, and that was really it. So I don't really have too much hangout time with either of them.
Yeah. Would you rather play a sport on a date with your lady? Or would you rather go shopping on a date with your lady?
Shopping.
Why?
Because if we do a sport, she's going to be mad that I dominate her all the time.
You don't let her win?
Nope. I'd rather her be in a good mood than a bad mood. Well, no, because it's a catch-22. Because if I let her win, then she's like, you weren't even trying. And then I try and I dunk on her, and she's like, whoa, how could you do this? Blah, blah, blah. It's like I can just go shopping and just keep my fucking mouth shut, and we can do what she wants to do, and then everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That's as long as I get to look at the Legos.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, Legos.
Yeah.
Long walk on the beach or a good book?
Long walk on the beach.
Really? I picked you for a book guy, just curled up with
Why?
the
Because
dogs.
of the glasses? That's what I thought.
No, it was mostly because the dogs.
No, I like the beach.
That's fair. Would you rather tequila or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Is there a particular kind of whiskey?
I like a little bit of what was it? Oh man, fuck. I mean, is it Jim Beam Old Number 7 or Jack Daniels Old Number 7? It's Jim Beam, right?
I don't remember.
Anyways, I think it's Jack Daniels Old Number 7, and with a little bit of lemonade in there. That shit's good.
Okay. Would you rather burst into flame or shave every fleck of hair that you have off?
Shave every fleck of hair that I have off.
All of it. Literally
all of it.
It's in your body.
Every bit.
All right. Would you rather burst into flame or just explode?
Burst into flame. Stop, drop, and roll.
Okay. If you could
There's no
have
recovering from exploding.
No, you're dead. Okay. Would you rather have Wolverine's powers from the X-Men or the Incredible Hulk?
Wolverine.
Do tell.
I won't freak out and murder everyone if I get like angry. I can control it, and then I'd be really good at sports.
I mean, that's true, but pretty sure Wolverine snaps and kills a lot of people.
Yeah, but that's because they're shooting at him first, not because he goes berserk and just starts murdering things and knocking buildings down.
That's fair. Yeah, Hulk is a behemoth. All right. You got any tattoos?
Yeah.
How many tattoos you got?
Yeah, just the one. Yeah,
Okay.
There it is. It's under there.
Would you rather get a tattoo on a bone that's gonna be annoying and painful while you're getting it, or would you rather be stuck in a room with a random lady that won't stop talking for 3 hours? A complete random woman.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
So I want more.
I feel that. You get that itch after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I'm out of would you rather. You got one?
Would you rather CJ Stroud go 24 touchdowns, 3,500 yards, and 12 interceptions, along with maybe, we'll say 200 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns? Or I'm sorry, and you're number 2 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dameon Pierce break the rushing record, but you finish last in the division again.
Dameon Pierce.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'd just be dope to see somebody break that rushing record. As close as AP was back in the day. I mean, he literally missed it by like 12 yards or something.
D. Henry was close too, and then they sat him.
Yeah, I know.
You just hate CJ Stroud that much, huh?
I don't hate him.
You just want to be right that bad.
In that scenario, that means that obviously CJ Stroud is not playing very well if we're finishing last in the division with a running attack like that.
But why does that correlate?
Well, if you're running the ball enough to get 2,137 yards or whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
You're probably not throwing the ball that well because you're running the ball a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, why would you not want CJ Stroud to do well and finish second versus Dameon Pierce do well but finish last?
I think it's realistic to say that CJ Stroud is average, at least as a rookie. And he played at Ohio State, so he's got a lot to overcome.
A lot of coming to do.
Look, D'Amico Ryans today actually said that there's still not a clear-cut QB1, and he's not going to be making that decision until later. So either that means that Davis Mills has actually been lighting the hell up, or that means that CJ Stroud is doing as they expected he would do, just kind of waiting and biding their time, trying to give people the illusion that there's a competition, which I think is unlikely.
What an Urban Meyer thing to do.
I don't think that's quite accurate.
Splitting first team reps up until the first game of the season, basically.
Yeah. I think Davis Mills got a raw deal. I mean, how are you going to give a man a chance to prove he's a starting quarterback and go out there and field an offense that's D-?
Yeah. How are you going to give him 2 of the best tackles in the league just to have him flail badly?
Well, I mean, he had 2 of the best tackles in the league, but the interior of the offensive line was hot dog water.
Posh, posh.
I mean, that's
tomato.
And then you got nobody at tight end. You didn't have any receivers. I mean, Brandon Cooks did not play well. Missed several games. Didn't want to be there. You gonna pull what up?
Somebody pull something up real quick.
Oh,
for this big Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence debate.
Oh, I saw the Davis Mills versus Justin Fields thing, and it's like they have identical stats.
Yep. So let me talk about this stupid shit. The whole, he had no help argument. The Bears had 13 drops total. That is the 7th least in the NFL.
Yeah.
The offensive line allowed 140 pressures, 11th least in the NFL. 27.1% of pressures turned into sacks, 4th highest, not the O-line's fault, because Fields was sacked 55 times and only 27 sacks listed were the O-line's fault, according to PFF. The Bears' offensive line ranked 2nd in run blocking win rate and 5th in pass blocking win rate. So he had protection.
Yeah.
He's just a jackass who doesn't have the mental yet. I mean, he could definitely develop into it, but his mental capacity right now is read not there, run ball.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence didn't have as good of an O-line, had better weapons at receiver. I'm not going to say he didn't, but, he stands in the pocket. He makes his throw. He'll take a hit. He's not trying to scramble every second he gets. Justin Fields is not anywhere close to Trevor on the throwing side of things, and he won't be for a while if he ever gets there, because this is basically his last season if he doesn't do well, at least. So,
yeah. there's a Texans content creator out there who the other day on Twitter said that he expects a breakout year out of Justin Fields. I don't know where you're getting that. Like Justin Fields is literally
I expect one.
a bad season away from not starting ever again.
That's why I expect one, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I expect it to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I still think he's a very boomer bust right now, and this is his last chance to prove it. I think. Or if the Bears are last in the league again, I only comment on Twitter in the beginning. Go Jags. Sorry, I only have the YouTube chat up right now because dark mode. And anyways, so yeah, no, I mean the thing is like he's very boomer bust right now because they got him weapons. His O-line is, not as bad as they try to claim it is.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like if they're bad again and they're the number 1 overall pick, they're taking Caleb Williams and they're letting Justin Fields sit on the bench or walk or whatever. Like,
yeah, they'll probably trade him.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll trade him to the highest bidder and call it a day, which will probably be the Colts looking for another quarterback next year. But shout out Jeff.
Shouts out Jeff. I think that realistically a good landing spot for Justin Fields would probably be a backup behind Lamar.
Yeah.
But, probably not going to give up enough to get him. We'll see, though.
That's all I really got.
Yeah, me too. Folks, I want to thank you all for sharing your time with us. Isaiah, I want to thank you for sharing your Jags info, news, and rumors with us. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yes,
Robert, thanks for hitting us up in the chat and on Twitter. Everybody, be good people. Help us get to 1,000. Like and subscribe.
Go Jags.
Be good people.